Hi everyone, it's Cindy with Twisted Truth Sin. How you guys all doing? This is my first live. I would appreciate your support. I will not be able to respond to your comments because I'm on my phone, so I'm winging it here. Give me a break. Alright, so let's talk about Summer Wells, who went missing June 15th, 2021. Recently, Nick Beers of Channel 5 News said that foul play may be involved in the case of Summer Wells going missing, and that sources told him it's unlikely she wandered off, or bloodhounds certainly would have found some sign of her in the nearby woods. So the focus shifts more to foul play. I have a big question of my own. Why was a little 5-year-old tomboy, loves being outside, an outside person, playing in a basement on a beautiful day? So on June 15th at 5:30, Candus Wells discovered her daughter was missing from the basement. And at 6:30, she was reported missing to authorities, who issued an endangered child alert, which was upgraded the very next day to an Amber Alert. There's been a lot of questions regarding the timeline given by Candus, because a lot of it doesn't make any sense, and because her husband, Donald, has made conflicting statements. So investigators asked the public to check trail cameras and outbuildings on June 17th, and they had covered 680 acres, but they were encountering really steep, rough terrain and heat. On June 18th, Summer's father, Don Wells, gave his first media interview. He said he was at work when Summer went missing. He said, when I got home, I drove to the bottom of the property, realized that all my neighbors and stuff were combing the woods looking for her, and realized right then and there that she was not there. I knew right then and there that she was gone. So this is where I put together a little bit of a recap.
So when her mother come in, she says, "Where's Summer?" She went down in the basement. She didn't answer, so she went down there and she was gone. So she went out the basement door, which was unlocked, and we haven't seen her since. Please let Summer be okay, and please come home. Some bad person grabbed her, but we have no idea. We're trying to think and beat our brains out. We've covered everything that we can think of already. Just really appreciate everybody trying to help that they have, law enforcement and all these volunteers that are here. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life.
So word is Donald Wells is missing in action. He hasn't posted anything on his Facebook since last week. All his little Facebook groupies are in a panic. I don't care one way or another, but if that's true, I think it's pretty chicken shit, because his wife, his 3 boys, and Candace's mother are up there all alone at that house after receiving alleged death threats. So why would you leave your family at a time like this? I don't know. Anyway, I think it's pretty interesting to point out some of the things that he has said in the past. Peace be unto you. To all who are trying to help through psychics, thanks. I know you want to help, but what does the Bible say? Leviticus 19 31. There seems to be something familiar with all the negativity, a familiar spirit, the spirit of Jezebel. Bible flock box. Will our pets go to heaven with us? This was something that Donald Wells posted on his Facebook page in 2015. Not every flower can say love, but a rose can. Not every plant survives a thirst, but a cactus can. Not every retard can read, but look at you go, little buddy. Today, you should take a moment and send an encouraging message to a fucked up friend, just as I have done. I don't care if you lick windows or screw farm animals. You hang in there, cupcake, because you're fucking special to me, and you're my friend. Look at you smiling at your phone, you crayon-eating motherfucker.
Have a domestic with assault, 110 Ben Hill Road, 110 Ben Hill Road, off Beach Creek Road.
10-4, is there any lower end guy that can get that?
6.
We're practically on scene right now with the shooting.
Can you get out to 110 Ben Hill Road, off Beach Creek? Have a domestic with assault.
10-4, been around. 4336, I'll give you a call.
Both parties are intoxicated. The female is refusing to leave the residence. They're in a verbal at this time. The unit route to Ben Hill Road are advised that there are 4 small children in the residence. There's also a couple other parties. She's in the back bedroom. Advised there's not a door that locks. I was advising the male maybe walking down the road, gray shirt and blue jeans.
Okay. Possible direction of traffic.
Not sure. Advised he's very intoxicated. Female laid the phone down, walked away from it. Sounds like the male's back in the residence. She's yelling, ow, and stop. The city's coming in at a copy of Bolo. Bolo for a white GMC Sonoma Utah tag. Led from 110 Ben Hill Road, headed towards Church Hill. Reference to a domestic. Male's intoxicated. He was called back in. Their sergeant advised we can clear the perimeter.
She was thinking one thing and I was thinking another, but once we got to talk and figured things out, we smoothed it all out. I mean, it's just we weren't on the same page, a lack of communication. As we were fighting, of course, people are going to tell the police whatever to get their way. We worked it out. She's apologized to me. She even talked to the judge and told him that she made a serious mistake, and that's the end of it. She didn't get hurt, and I never hurt nobody.
He comes across as, almost priestly in the way he talks, that soft, measured speech. But when he came up with some of the things like, oh, I hope she's not in some basement, I think she was abducted. That's when you hear someone say that is definitely raises red flags. Like, how do you know that? And why would you say that?
So I wanted to talk about the Amber Alert rumor that Summer's Amber Alert was canceled. It's false. I spoke with Ansley Daniel via email. She said, "Hi, Cindy. Thanks for reaching out. According to the TBI's missing persons list on their website, the Amber Alert for Summer is still active. She's the 3rd person on the list and is highlighted in a red color." And Ansley sent me a link, which I will share down below. So the rumors about police not believing in a possible abduction are false, because Summer's Amber Alert is still very much active. Also today it was announced by Midwest Equusearch that their team will once again be assisting in the effort to locate little Summer Wells. We will be conducting searches the weekend of July 24th, 2021. As this is an ongoing investigation, if you see any of our teams out and about, please do not convey via social media or other outlets where you may have seen our searches taking place. It is very important for the integrity of the case.
Tonight, the radio scanner traffic from emergency dispatchers the night Summer Wells disappeared. Take a listen.
Being around from 110, 110 Ben Hill Road off of Beach Creek should be the first residence on your right. Reference to a missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in, advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home, now they can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
Personally, I think someone come up here and grabbed her and ran down the hill.
I think so
and
too.
threw her in a car and drove as far away as they could from this area.
I know she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard by her swing.
But 99.9% of things that people are posting or saying, we've already looked into and taken care of. There's no person of interest. And like I said, everybody's a suspect now. Everything's on the table, and our main focus is to find someone and bring her home.
I know she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard by her swing. I feel in my heart that somebody has came up here and took her, has lured her away from here. Me and my mother and her were planting flowers. And we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. And I said, okay, and I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. And I told the boys, I said, watch Summer, I'll be back. And within 2 minutes I came back. And I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone.
Okay.
From our yard.
Okay. It was cold. I was gonna make a fire. There's a lot of wood in this area right here next to our house. I opened up the back gate. I'm throwing wood, bringing it inside the house. My wife's inside. She was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea that our youngest two would go outside and play with chalk on the back patio. Do not let them go on the dirt in the backyard and keep them close. So I was playing with chalk, and I came in the house. I saw them there. I went in the house. I came back out. I didn't see them now.
So somewhat of a bizarre interview. And I don't think there's anyone that I know from law enforcement that didn't find that interview at least disturbing and somewhat, a little bit pointing guilt at the parents.
Oh, yeah, my personal opinion is it's maybe some human trafficking ring seen her on Facebook and tracked her down, like some kind of, that somebody is taking her out of the area, and I don't know whether a human trafficking ring or what or who, but I knew from the first day she wasn't in the area.
Knowing that someone abducted her and the cops are looking all around her house, knowing that she's not there, it's like it's like you just talking to yourself. This ain't doing no good.
Everybody has suggestions, and 99.9% of these we've already taken care of, and they're unfounded. And we've checked the residents numerous times, the area, around the flower pots where everybody keeps talking about that's in pots, that's not put in the ground, and just the things that people that speculate, we've already checked.
I don't go on walks around here or runs because I'm scared of the bears and snakes and even the coyotes that are around here. And then it really bothers me to find out that we've had sex offenders living within 8 minutes of my house.
Keep a close watch on your kids.
Yes.
Don't let them out of your sight.
Summer's dad told me that two of the dogs, and like I said, I did not hear this from the police. This is what Summer's dad, Don, told me. He said two of the dogs picked up her scent on the driveway, and then when they got at the bottom of the driveway to where their road is, the scent stopped. I'd spoken with Candus, and I believe Don was already there too. And where the main house is, Candus's mother also lives on the property in a trailer. It's kind of like a camper trailer that you pull, I believe. And that camper trailer is probably about, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 foot from the main house. It's separated by a driveway. And Candus said that her and Summer and their mom, they were out there planting flowers. They had been swimming earlier that day, and they got home and they were planting flowers. And Summer wanted to go inside her house and play. So Candus watched Summer walk from the camper into the front door. And she watched her walk into the house. The brothers were in there. And I can't recall, they might have been on the internet or they might have been watching TV. I apologize. I can't remember. And she said that the brothers came in or Summer came in and the brothers saw Summer go down into the basement to play. And then Candus said that, a few minutes later, I think so maybe like 20 minutes later, she came in looking for Summer, and the boys told Candus that Summer was down in the basement. Candus went down there and Summer was gone. And that's when she notified the police when they could not find her. They told me it was locked, and the children even told me that it was locked.
So when her mother come in, she says, "Where's Summer?" She went down in the basement. She didn't answer, so she went down there, and she was gone. So she went out the basement door, which was unlocked.
They didn't come up the driveway. They come up a dog trail from the woods.
Oh, okay.
They didn't come up the driveway. And that dog that they used, that's where the scent took them, was down through the woods, not the driveway.
Yeah, they were actually using live track, and they were also using cadaver. From what I understand, they could not get a very good scent article from the house for Summer, because I think that everything was kind of shared. So I'm not too sure how well that played out, but they did use cadaver, and they also used live track, and not one of them took us in any one direction.
So was it confirmed, Dave, that they did bring in multiple dogs into the home and outside of the home? Because there's been reports that some dogs got the scent to the end of the road of the house, and then it stopped there. Is there any truth to that statement, Dave?
But from what I understand, yes, that as far as the interior of the house, I have no knowledge of that working. But I did hear on several occasions that the live track took it to the end of the driveway, and that's where they lost it.
So yeah, somebody was either hiding in the weeds there, waiting for the shade, either come in the basement. But yeah, I mean, we weren't 30 feet. They weren't 30 feet away when she got gone.
We were waiting on my mother's prescription from the drugstore at Walgreens on Fort Henry and Moreland Drive, and Warriors was straight across, so we just figured I'd take her over there to go swimming for a little bit while we waited on my mom's prescription. We weren't even there but 20 minutes.
And so then Summer came back here with you later that afternoon, right?
Yes.
And so was there anybody else with you?
No, not when we came home, no.
Was there anybody else swimming with you? People, I think, had questions about.
Wanted to go with because he didn't want to be around his grandmother because, as he would call it, she's a. Sorry, that's what he said. And I said, okay, well, I gotta go pick up Mom from the hospital, and then we gotta go do Walgreens, and then I'll take you home. Well, we had to wait for Mom's prescription at Walgreens, so we just went up to Warriors. There was all kinds of trash everywhere at Warriors when we showed up. And I let Summer out to play, and we just stood there for about 15, 20 minutes, and then we all got back in the truck and went and got Mom's prescription, and I took him home, and then we came home.
About how many hours was that before she was reported missing?
You know, I really can't tell you all the time details because time gets away from you when you're trying to enjoy yourself.
I'm gonna go slow. I'm really amazed at the. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh, holy moly! Look, and you shall find. I found another one. Right there's one underneath the. Branch right there. Oh, well, okay. And y'all can see, I stepped right there, and it's kind of underneath that. Anyhow, I'm gonna go really slow. I was honestly amazed at how many of y'all could see stuff that I missed, even though it was dark. Somebody was talking about something purple. That's what that is. It looks like a little piece of maybe a fabric, or I don't know, something off of a rubber float, maybe. I don't know. I've had people say, look in here. Well, I can already see another one. Dang. That's one of the big cans. No, there y'all see. That's what's in that. And yes, the very back there is another. Big twisted tea can. Alright, so there y'all see the trash. There you go. This is what it looks like, guys. There's a vehicle pulling in. I don't want to get them on camera, so that's the only reason I kind of went fast right there. I know people was asking, what's up behind this? Well, there's a little trail. As you can see, it goes all the way, around the edge of the water here. I'm not really that sure how far it goes, but I will venture out through there myself, I'm sure. But right here is what, the terrain, this location, what it looks like. Right here it is. Bass boat going by. Wished I was able to go live, excuse me, from this location. I just don't think I got enough connection to be able to do that. I can try, but I can barely get a text message right here, so could be the location. And y'all can see, I'll go out a little further, give you an idea where we're at. A lot of people were saying they were amazed or astonished or stunned that I even found this place. Look, if you're a local and you live here, a little 20-second TikTok, I can tell you where you're at. Think about it. If you live somewhere, you're really familiar with, or you've been around your whole life, if you see that in a little 10-second video clip, you'll know where that's at. That's kind of how that works. Anyhow, guys, you can see we'll kind of do a little video thing in there. Just for the record, if anybody says anything, there is a pair of shoes right here that are irrelevant. There's a lady that's actually out on her kayak or whatever you call it. I don't know what you call it. Stand on it and paddle. It's not a kayak, but something like it. But anyway, I actually seen her unload it and seen her take her shoes off to take off. I waited till she got out of picture view before I hit record because, well, I try to be respectful like that. But anyway, guys, you can see kind of those bass boats really got the water stirred up here. There's more going by way out there. But y'all can see kind of, and I know this is a longer video. I hate them I hate for them to be this long, but it is what it is. I want to see what people maybe miss that I haven't. Or I miss, y'all catch, you see what I'm saying. And from my understanding, here's these little flowers. I did notice that. I was looking for them, and then there's more, actually some more of those flowers right here beside this tree growing up. But y'all can see kind of what I'm looking at here. I wanted to come in the daylight, and I'm going to search around with the camera off naturally, because I feel the camera's kind of distracting me. So just want to give you all a little view there of kind of what this looks like in the daylight. So if you see anything that maybe I've missed, shout it out. Let's help find summer. I appreciate all you real ones there as well. God bless y'all.
Her grandmother and her mom issued statements to Channel 11. Her grandmother said, "Bring my grandbaby home. She's a lovely baby, and we're so thankful for everyone looking for her. We yelled and looked for her as much as we could. She's just gone. It's devastating."
What do you think at this point happened to her?
I'm still with all these rumors going around, we're starting to wonder this and that, but looks like it's still back to somebody abducted her.
Are you involved with some people that could have possibly done that?
No. I try to stay involved with church people and good people and stuff like that, especially for my kids' sake.
So if she was abducted, you think it was somebody that you don't know?
Yeah.
If they have her right now, what kind of message would you want to say?
Just please have mercy on that poor little baby. If there's an ounce of mercy in your body, please let her find a way to get home. So maybe God will have mercy on you.
What's it like on, this Father's Day to have one of your children missing?
It's horrible. Horrible, absolutely horrible.
She's your youngest?
Yes.
What are you hoping at this point?
I'm hoping that she comes home, I'm hoping and praying that she's not in any pain or misery or being hurt.
So Don Wells has stated that his wife Candus has taken and passed a polygraph test, but the police have not confirmed that. This is Summer's grandmother, Candus Harrer. People are wondering why she posted this on Facebook the very next morning after Summer disappeared. I think we can conclude that the timeout generation didn't produce as good of citizens as the ass-beating generation. Her version is Summer and Candus was planting some flowers right before she went missing. We came to the camper and had some candy. Mom walked Summer halfway back home to see her brothers. They said she went down to her room to play and she was gone. Mom helped me to straighten my knee brace out. 4 minutes at the most. She said she had to go check on the kids, and Summer's been gone ever since. So this is the garden. A lot of things look old, but that's not to say they didn't plant seeds or something somewhere. Kristen Kwan, a local reporter, posted something on her Facebook page. Many of you reached out asking how you can help Summer's brothers. The family likes to eat Little Caesars or any pizza. And they like to eat Golden Corral and at Mama's house. They like Hot Wheels and model cars. And could use a tablet. They would love to go to any indoor trampoline park. Waylon, age 9, shoe size is 6, clothing size is 10 to 12. Wyatt, age 11, shoe size 9, clothing size 14 to 16. Josie, age 12, shoe size 9, and clothing size is 16 to 18. Any gifts can be dropped off at the Kingsport Seventh-day Adventist Church at 3025 Fort Henry Drive. And I'm thinking, why didn't she ask for donations for Summer? Bizarre. So Nick Beers from NC5 issued this update on Facebook. Amber Alert update, the continuing search for 5-year-old Summer Wells. There are a number of theories and rumors about this tragic case. And so many of you message me each day asking for more details and hoping for some good news. I wish I had some. I've been in touch with the TBI and other sources close to the investigation and search crew members. And I just flew out personally on Sky 5 to Summer's home in Hawkins County to work the story. Here is the very latest, including some exclusive new details. It has now been 10 long days since Summer vanished on Tuesday, June 15th. There's now more than $50,000 in reward money, and the TBI reports receiving nearly 400 tips on the case to 1-800-TBI-FIND. Unfortunately, none of them have led to solid leads. Search crews from more than 70 agencies in 5 states, plus the FBI, are looking for Summer using canines, drones, helicopters, and walking line grid searches. So what is going on behind the scenes? This is what sources tell me. The investigation is shifting. It is looking less and less like Summer just wandered off into the woods and got lost. And more like she is the victim of foul play. She could have been abducted or harmed by someone close to her. The family is cooperating, and they have not been named suspects, but they're being questioned and closely watched. The TBI has said everyone is a person of interest. I also learned this fact: there are more than 40 convicted sex offenders living in Summers Rogersville zip code. Every single one will be questioned by authorities. You know, what the hell haven't... You would think that would be one of the first group that they would question. One source close to the investigation tells me that authorities are working tirelessly to find Summer, dead or alive. And if she is found deceased, there's a very good chance someone will be arrested and charged with the crime. Who and what charge is not clear, but I'm told there's a list of potential suspects, but no hard evidence. I'm told a body is likely needed before making an arrest. Of course, no one is giving up yet on finding Summer alive.
TBI agents continue to work with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI in an effort to determine what happened to Summer.
Investigators now say they will continue the Amber Alert search, but starting tomorrow, they'll have a focus on specific areas using specialized teams. That area in Hawkins County in and around the place that Summer Wells calls home. It's off Ben Hill Road.
I want the word to get out to all the residents in the Upper Beech Creek community, Hawkins County and Sullivan County. We need the residents to go back today, tonight, tomorrow, as soon as possible, and go back and check their entire property, any outbuildings, any barns, any place a child could hide. We desperately need you to do that for us.
We've spoken with her parents. I can't speak for them. They spoke with you. They're being cooperative. Of course, they're upset. So we continue to keep them updated and do whatever possible we can to find Summer. And we just ask everyone in the community, especially those of you who have any tidbit of information that you haven't shared, to please come forward. Her family asks that as well. As we've said time and time again, the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance are very much under investigation. And at this time, we continue to explore all possibilities.
We learned Candus Bly, Summer Wells' mother, has passed a polygraph test that was administered today. That information coming from Summer's father, Don Wells.
The ground search for Summer continues. It's possible that she wandered off and is lost and afraid.
They've been all through there with a fine-tooth comb. Yeah. Several times over. She's not in the area.
We are utilizing all available resources to include the FBI's Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team. We want to reiterate that the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance remain unclear, which is why we've been exploring all possibilities. Agents and detectives have followed up on a number of leads, to include residential surveillance video and photos from around the area of Summer's home. Drivers seen in the area at the time of her disappearance have been identified and interviewed. While we've not ruled out an abduction, we simply do not have any evidence at this point to confirm that's what occurred.
Search crews are physically and mentally exhausted from the rough terrain and extreme conditions. And they're going to bring in more crews from different states. May not see as much of them in the area, but that doesn't mean they'll quit until they find Summer.
Leslie, at this point in the search and investigation, do you believe Summer Wells is still alive?
We hope so, but honestly, we just don't know. I mean, we're holding out hope, doing everything we can. Obviously, we typically would have found a child at this stage in the investigation, so honestly, we just don't know. The circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance remain unclear. TBI agents and Hawkins County detectives working alongside the FBI continue to work around the clock to determine what happened to Summer Wells. In order to preserve the integrity of the investigation, we can't discuss everything we're doing and have done to find Summer. We're still trying to find Summer. It's now been 1 week and 2 days since she went missing. Here's what we can tell you. Numerous residents and individuals associated with the family have been interviewed. Surveillance video and photos have been reviewed, as well as other potential digital evidence. We're still working to identify everyone in the area on the afternoon that Summer went missing. One of you asked us in a previous briefing the standard amount of time it takes for a case like this to be resolved. While every case is different, this one is definitely outside of the norm. Typically, in an investigation like this one, we have some idea of where the case is headed and what might have happened within a few days. In this situation, despite doing everything within our power and exploring all avenues, the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance remain unclear. I understand the lack of answers frustrates you in the public, but trust me, no one is more frustrated than we are. If we develop information that will lead to locating Summer, we will share that with you first and foremost. In the meantime, we ask anyone with information who hasn't come forward to please call 1-800-TBI-FIND.
One point I want to make clear up, obviously, is a couple of days ago I asked for the public not to help us in our search in the woods and stuff. That is because we know where every searcher is, where every team is, and the captain and his staff, they're tracking everyone. So if we get the general public in the woods, we don't know about it, and they're going to get missed when they go home or don't go home. So it's going to be somebody else that we have to generate time and information and resources to find. What I did ask for, and I still need, is all the people in Upper Beach Creek and Hawkins and Sullivan County to search their property again and again. You got to look for a small child. You have to look for evidence of a small child's been. And if you got field cameras, if you got security cameras, we need you to check those again. Just keep checking them and checking them. And if you have a resident that cannot search their property themselves, if they'll call my office at 423-272-4848, I will send an officer to your residence to search your property for you.
Can you just sort of elaborate on what you guys know for sure happened before she went missing that Tuesday night?
We can't release any more than what we've already provided. We know that she was supposedly with family members outside of her home, was seen going into the home. When her mother went to check on her, she was not in the house.
What about lie detector tests? Has anybody been given those?
I think she can address this.
Well, it's no secret that the TBI has a polygraph unit. We don't discuss specifics, but I can tell you that we use that as an investigative tool. In a situation like this, we're going to use every resource and tool available to us. The family continues to cooperate at this time. If we have questions, they answer our questions. If we need them to come to the command post to clarify some information, they respond. So they've been very cooperative. We still don't know where Summer is. We don't know what happened to her, and it's extremely frustrating. I can't tell you how heartbreaking it is. The sheriff has worked around the clock, his team's worked around the clock. The search crews, TBI agents, FBI agents, we're doing everything we can to find her, but to not have any more answers than we do at this stage, it's just heartbreaking. We know that her family reported her missing. They called the sheriff's office around 6:30. Prior to that, it was early afternoon when she was last seen, and they searched for a little bit and then reported her missing. Thank you for coming out. I know a couple of you had questions asking why we are not having daily media briefings. The simple answer is we just haven't had any new information to provide. But just because we don't have a briefing doesn't mean that you can't reach out to us and ask any questions you may have. And of course, we are going to continue to post updates on Twitter and the TBI Facebook page. And feel free to check with us if you have any additional questions or need clarification. Thank you.
Here are some updates from previously this week.
But 99.9% of things that people are posting or saying, we've already looked into and taken care of. There's no person of interest. And like I said, everybody's a suspect now. Everything's on the table, and our main focus is to find Summer and bring her home.
I'm really hoping they do find Summer, praying for Summer and her family. This is just a look back. If you know any information about Summer, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.